Well, hello, everyone. I'm very excited for this episode of Good Hang. I'm Amy Poehler, and joining me today is Ina Garten. Ina is just a delight, and we are going to talk about so many fun things. We're going to talk about her TV show, podcast, Be My Guest. We're going to talk about the best way to cook carrots. We're going to talk about enriched uranium. And she arrives with the best gift I've received yet, and the first gift I've received. So I can't wait to show you that. But before we get started, we always like to talk to somebody who knows our guest and has a question for them. And we have a real humdinger on this one. I mean, just a comedic genius, everybody's fave. I mean, what hasn't she done? Emmys, TV, movies, just a social activist. She's in her garden. She's protecting herself from the sun. She's wearing a giant hat. Her name is Juliet Dreyfus, JLD. This episode is presented to you by Walmart. I'd like to say that I'm a pretty good gift giver, and for me, it's about making the extra effort to find the perfect gift. Walmart has the top brands we all love in one place. Nespresso, Nintendo, Apple, you name it. That's why it has to be Walmart for all my gifts this year. Guest Best Gift Giver Award goes to yours truly. Get the brands everyone loves at prices you'll love at Walmart. Who knew? Go to walmart.com or download the app to get all your gifts this season. Your hat looks great.
What? I don't know what else to do.
I mean, look, at this point, we should hats, whatever, scarves, whatever.
Yes, scarves, hats.
Oh my God, you're the best for getting on and doing this. Hi, friend.
Hi, my friend. I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you too. And I was just thinking about the last time we saw each other, which was
getting our hair colored.
Yeah, at the salon. At the salon, where all the ladies go to meet. Are you in California or?
I'm in California. I'm in Santa Barbara, California. Hence this hat.
It is a very California hat.
It is actually. But I do, in fact, this isn't bullshit. I actually do wear this hat all the time because I'm conscious of getting too much sun.
You know what? I was just saying, I was just telling someone that my dermatologist told me, like, no more sun. Like, you're done with sun, the end, period.
Yeah. And are you listening to your dermatologist?
I've known this for many years, but I need to talk to you about, and all the women listening, about full sun shirts.
I know everything.
Oh, I can't wait. I knew you would. I
have so much information for you. First of all, get this hat. Number one.
I knew you would, and I so appreciate it because, first of all, babe, you look incredible. Well, nobody looks better than JLD.
All the filters that are on this computer, thank you as well.
You at one point you should do that Zoom thing where you just you put sunglasses on yourself and then you turn into a cat, and then the background turns into a beach.
I wish I knew how to do that.
Well, we're talking to Ina Garten today.
Lucky you.
And you know what? Before I even get into that, congratulations on your podcast. And
congratulations on your podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. Just two ladies having a podcast.
Welcome to showbiz.
Where did you first meet Ina?
On the podcast.
Wow. You became friends after the pod?
Correct. Like real proper friends.
Oh, cool. How did that happen?
I don't know. I just feel like have you ever met her?
No, never met her.
Oh, well, you're going to just have the best conversation because she's exactly what you think. She's completely authentic. She's very kind. She's obviously very intelligent. She's hilarious. She's just got a great attitude. She's incredibly cheerful. FYI, that's a question you need to ask her.
Okay.
Why are you so cheerful?
And say it that aggressively?
I mean, I actually mean that. I don't mean it sarcastically, although it sounded it, but I mean, like, seriously, why are you so cheerful? And also, what puts you in a bad mood? I'd like to know what really puts Ina in a bad mood.
It's so interesting you say that because like in doing research on her and you know, like she has this, you know, she talks about it in her book, like a decision she makes to decide to enjoy life. She just like kind of, you know, a lot of it is meeting Jeffrey.
A lot.
Yeah. And him saying, you know, I'm going to give you a safe container in which to decide, you know, what kind of life you want to live, and we're going to find joy in our lives. But she really seems like she's the kind of person that made a decision and makes a decision every day.
Yeah, I think she does. She's very intentional that way.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a hard worker. I mean, I don't know if she'd call herself a workaholic, but she works hard. She likes to work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's reflected in the work that she does. And speaking of which, I have another question for her that I'd like you to ask her.
Yes,
and then
please.
Call me afterwards.
About sun protection.
No. Yes, sun
Okay.
protection for sure. Definitely call me.
Okay.
You're getting fat. You're wearing it all day long. You're sleeping in it. But I'm in my kitchen. And the reason I'm in my kitchen is because it's a cooking question.
And also, I just want to point out for people who are listening but not watching, a gorgeous bowl of lemons behind you.
Oh,
Just a gorgeous bowl.
what an extraordinary segue, Amy Poehler, because the dish that I created was a lemon dish.
Ooh.
In fact. Yes. And I made a lemon sorbet, which I'm going to show you.
Brag.
And
We're going into Julia's refrigerator right now. She made a sorbet in a lemon. Okay, so listeners, this is a gorgeous sorbet that is in a lemon.
in a lemon.
Rind? Is it peel? The
It's
lemon case?
It's in the, shall we say, the casing?
The lemon cup?
The casing of a lemon.
Okay, she made the sorbet and then she scooped out the lemon and she put it back in. So now the lemon serves as a dish.
Correct. And so the sorbet is delicious.
Looks incredible.
I made it with lemon, water, and sugar,
Mm-hmm.
and lemon zest.
Okay.
But here's the issue. It's very icy and it's not creamy.
I see.
So the question, I don't know if you cook, Amy. Do you
I
ever
do.
cook?
I love to cook, and I want to talk to Ina about it because I was late to cooking, very late.
Well, by the way, all of her books are good for you because they're so easy. That it's not crazy complicated and delicious recipes. But anyway, I need to know what to add to this. I'm guessing it's some sort of a binder of some sort that I can add to this to give it more of a creamier sorbet texture versus what I've got, which, by the way, is totally delicious. But you can see it sort of breaks off.
I find ice cream and sorbet to be very hard to make well. I
got news for you. This is delicious. Maybe don't ask for anything.
Yeah, maybe it's perfect.
But I would like to know. I really would.
Okay, so I'm going to ask her about the sorbet. I'm going to ask her about her positive attitude. And I will just say, and this is an obvious question, but now that you are friends and you hang out, have you and Brad gone to dinner with Ina and Jeffrey?
Yes.
Oh, great. And two very successful, long marriages. Both of you.
Yes.
You know how I feel about you and your husband, Brad Hall. Truly couple goals, both of you. Just,
oh, that's so nice.
You know, there's not always a lot of couples that you want to hang with.
That's true.
It's true. It's usually one or the other.
Yeah, it's true. We have dinner plans tonight with the couple, and let's just say I'm thinking of a way right now to get out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you could just say you were wearing a hat and it.
I was wearing a hat and I got a headache.
Got too tight.
I ate too much sorbet. I'm sick. Got it. That'll work.
Okay, so I'm going to ask Ina about her attitude, sorbet, and what puts her in a bad mood.
I'd really like to know what puts her in a bad mood. I hope she'll answer honest.
I know. I wonder. I mean, truly, what is so interesting about her is her success came late in life.
Yeah. FYI, she worked in the White House in nuclear energy, as I recall.
Dang.
What a life indeed. So I
right.
envy you for talking to her, and tell her I said hi,
I will.
and call me later and I'll give you a bunch of sunscreen tips, including clothing
I know.
and products for your face.
I got to get the
But
whole
do the
thing.
sunscreen. I've got good
always.
sunscreen that doesn't turn your face white too.
Okay. I always use sunscreen, but I think I'm at a point now where I have to wear the full shirt, which I know, God. It's just like, it feels like everything fun is taken away.
That's the attitude, Amy.
Except for sorbet.
Wait, tell Ina that. Tell her that. Help me get out of this funk if you can.
Do you ever feel like everything fun is taken away? Anyway, Julia's having some trouble with her sorbet and the creaminess of it. So let's get to that. All right. Thank you for jumping on. I really appreciate it. And will you come do this someday when you're not doing yours? I know you're so busy, but come.
I would love to. Absolutely love to.
Okay.
Because you are, in fact, a good hang.
Thank you. So are you, friend. And I think about our times together a lot and always want more of them. So let's make it happen.
Done and done.
This episode is brought to you by Jo Malone London, the ultimate gifting destination for people looking to elevate their everyday. There really is something for everyone, like limited edition gift sets, candles and diffusers, plus their scent of the season, sandalwood and spiced apricot. A warm, spiced fragrance with a smooth touch of vanilla that's perfect for the holidays. So whether you're treating yourself or checking someone off your gift list, shop holiday favorites at jomalone.com or at a Jo Malone London store near you.
So I brought you a little present. I shopped all over the world for it. I went to Hermes. I went to all the fabulous stores, and I chose something I thought you might like.
Ina! Listeners, Ina's giving me a beautiful green bag. There's some ASMR, some crinkle ASMR. Oh my goodness.
Did I guess right?
I'm getting chills. Okay.
No, it's not a diamond necklace.
Oh, this is so incredible. Jenna, do you know what this is? Ina brought a fake roast chicken.
Just to add to your collection.
Actually, my heart is pounding.
Oh.
My heart is pounding. First of all, there's so many things I love about this. Thank you. I love this. I was going to cry. I like that it is the same size as a roast chicken.
It's not a fake. It's a real fake.
I like the glistening. There's some kind of fake.
I like that its little legs are tied together.
This is actually how you would, because I make your roast chicken with fennel.
Do you?
Yes, it's my favorite recipe. And and you talk about tucking the wings and tying here and putting the lemons inside. And the weight of it, for you can't, listeners, you can't feel it, but it's got a good weight, but not too. Like if you dropped it on your toe, you wouldn't break it. I know, that is the night. As you've heard, I love fake food.
And I've gotten that idea here.
And I know I should probably put it in the back, but I also want to keep it close. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'll put it in the back. Thank you so much for a lovely gift. And now everyone who sees it will know that it came from you. I mean, your roast chicken, we have a lot to talk about today.
Okay.
But I'm sure you've heard this from many people, but what you are like a translator. So you take what you've learned and what you know and you make people understand it. And it's a rare skill.
Oh, thank you.
And
that's wonderful.
I just, this roast chicken, even though it's fake, is making me think about the fact that you taught me how to make a roast chicken, which what is bigger than that and deeper than that is
It's not about the chicken. It's about when you cook, everybody shows up. And then you create a community around yourself. And I didn't know that until I started writing cookbooks. But it's just a really important thing that we all need to feel like we're part of something and that we take care of people, they take care of us. And a roast chicken is the most basic thing. I don't think there's a culture in the world that doesn't have some kind of roast chicken.
So people start podcasts sometimes to check mics and they say, what'd you eat for breakfast? Like, what did you eat for breakfast is the question that a lot of people ask when they're starting a podcast. I know. What did you have for breakfast this
I
morning?
have the same thing I always have. I either have, and I go for years with one breakfast, and then I switch and I go for years with another breakfast.
Ooh.
So I always have whole grain toast with really good butter. I love French butter and coffee, and that's breakfast.
Coffee drinker? How do you take your coffee?
With milk.
And tea drinker at all?
I start drinking tea around 10:30. Like not at 10:29, not 10:31, but at 10:30, my brain goes, tea.
And no more coffee the rest of the day.
I probably not, yeah.
That's smart.
love
I was
good
telling
French
a lot
tea.
of my friends, I have a lot of young friends who talk about how they can't sleep. And when you check out their coffee intake,
It's
they're
like
having coffee.
crazy. It's crazy. But I brought something else with me too, while we're on that subject
God,
of
amazing,
breakfast.
You brought something else.
And I think Jenna might have it right here.
Ina.
If we play our cards
Wait,
right.
Ina's giving me more things. I'm overwhelmed.
Well, I thought we have to have
Ina,
a party
you two
here.
know how to throw a party.
We love a good party.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
So
so
they
listeners,
had fabulous strawberries at Italy downstairs.
Ina's pulling
and
out
they're
some
from
strawberries.
Harry's Berries in I think it's in the Northwest.
Yeah, Harry's Berries is really big in California too.
Oh, it's just the best. And I thought we have to have something to drink with.
Oh my gosh.
So we got a nice chilled Prosecco. This could be breakfast.
I want you to know I barely drink anymore, so I'm a real lightweight.
Oh, I'm worse. I'm
you?
totally worse. I always say I spend so much more time talking about drinking than I do actually drinking.
If I have a half a glass of that, I'm going to really start spilling some secrets. There's going to be some tears.
There'll be
I
I think I might have to fill your glass.
And also,
First, getting it open's not so easy.
I used to be in the food service industry.
You were so on.
I'd be happy to open it for you because
I think you're going to be the one to do this.
Okay, because I used to open a lot of. Wait, why are you flinching, Jenna? I know how to open. So here's
The key is you turn the bottle, not the cork, right?
Exactly, and also you want to do the thing where you talk about something else while you're doing it, so you distract.
Oh, that's very good
you
idea.
Just say like when you're opening your champagne, you're just saying so. Just a couple of things about the specials tonight. We have a gorgeous fake roast chicken that is really delicious, and we have
well done, like a pro. Whoa.
Oh my God! May I pour?
Okay, yes, please.
Thank you so much. Okay, we're pouring champagne.
Very
this
little
is the
for
most
me.
fun I've ever. Podcasts are great, guys. All you do is you get presents, and then you have champagne with Ina and strawberries. Cheers!
Isn't this very Pretty Woman? Champagne and strawberries. Cheers.
This is how we imagined our life. Cheers. Cut to me immediately crying. Okay. Wow. And these strawberries look amazing too. I'm going to say something a little controversial. There's going to be a lot of controversy in this podcast. Fruit.
Fruit? You don't like fruit?
I like it, but I'll take a vegetable over fruit. I'll take vegetables over fruit.
But fruit that is picked before you eat it, that tastes like fruit. The problem is a lot of things here have been picked like 6 months ago, and they're shipped somewhere. They're not. It's not like going to a farm stand and buying. When you go to France, there are stores that sell fruit that. When you go to pick out a pear, they say, no, you want these pears, and do you want to eat it today or tomorrow? And they're choosing it by how ripe it is. So it's going to be perfect today or perfect tomorrow. The problem is we're eating fruit out of season.
Yeah.
I mean, the strawberries are in season. Yeah. We're eating fruit that's not ripened on the vine.
Yeah.
It's been ripened by sitting around, which doesn't ripen it.
Yeah.
It just ages it.
Yeah.
So the thing about good strawberries, it tastes like strawberry jam. You don't need to do anything with it.
And I know this is kind of a Sophie's choice, but if you had to go between sweet and salty, what would be your choice? Are you a savory or are you a sweet person?
And probably savory. Probably savory.
That's what I'm saying. So fruit sometimes is a little like, I'd rather have a cheese than a fruit.
Oh, I'm with you there.
Okay.
Cheese and bread. I mean,
I'm going to forget it.
Cheese and bread, desert island. You and I are good.
What you grew up in Brooklyn, what did you eat growing up? Your mother was a dietitian.
Yeah.
What were you eating at home and what did you eat growing up?
She was very extreme in what she served. And she believed that you should only eat protein and vegetables and nothing else. I mean, there wasn't bread, there wasn't French fries, there was literally no carbs.
Wow.
So I was like starving when I was a kid. There was no cookies and milk when you got home from school. If I asked her for something if I got home and I was hungry, she'd go, "Oh, just eat an apple." I mean, nobody wants an apple after school.
No, especially since they've just given one to a teacher and associated with teachers. But it's interesting because, when you grew up and after, there was there still is, of course, this crazy diet culture, but there was this like weird fear about food. And the fear shifts all the time. Sometimes we're afraid of carbs, then we're afraid of fats, then we're afraid of and you've witnessed the trends where people come and go and they decide what we're supposed to be afraid of. Mm-hmm. And I remember growing up, I grew up in the 70s. There was just a lot of misinformation about food. It was just, we just didn't know what we didn't know, I guess.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think the more you cook and choose simple things to cook, and the less you eat processed foods, that's really all you need to know.
I know.
And if you eat a balanced diet, you feel better.
I know.
It doesn't mean you're living on carbs or there are no carbs. It's balanced. And if you want to be healthier, then eat a little more vegetables and a little less protein and carbs. But I mean, it's not that complicated.
But real food was not something discussed in the 70s. The 70s was about gadgets and shortcuts, right? Because women were going back to work, and it was very much like, hey, you don't have to make the meal, make stuff in your microwave instead. And there was, I remember, I'll speak on behalf of my mom, like a freedom in things being faster and easier and kids being able to do it and all that kind of stuff. But Did
you cook when you were a kid?
No.
Because you didn't start cooking until you were like 40, right?
Right.
So what changed?
So I really believed and kind of what I was saying to you earlier, I really believed that I just was the kind of person that I was like, I just don't think I'm the kind of person that cooks. And I would say myself to...
You're not the kind of person who can cook or wants to cook?
I think a little bit of both. I think it was like, I don't really know enough dishes, and maybe it's something I'm not interested in. But what motivates me sometimes, Ina, is watching really dumb people do things. Because I'm like, wait a minute, look at Ina interviewing me, by the way. I'm doing so much talking. Wait a minute, hold on, I gotta pause. You are good. You're interviewing me. Okay, I'm gonna pass the strawberries over you. All right, I had one sip of Prosecco. One sip. And I'm like, you know what the thing is, Ina? The 70s, no. But you were a big part of me feeling like, wait a minute, I've seen
Was I that dumb person cooking? We have to back up here.
No, I guess I mean that, like, I was motivated I watched people learn how to cook, and I thought, hold on, I know how to learn new things. Yeah. I can learn new things.
One of my favorite things that Jennifer Garner ever said was she said, as you get older, you're not willing to try new things because you're afraid of failing.
Of course.
When you're a kid, you try everything and you fail, you get up, you do it again. But as we get older, we're not willing to do that. And I think it really got me to think about the things that I wasn't doing because I thought I wouldn't be able to do them well. And
that's a pattern in your life over and over again for you, is you decide to kind of evaluate where you are and choose a joyful next path. Like you've done that over and over again. So you grew up in Brooklyn. We got to bring Jeffrey in right away. I mean, I don't know. We just got to bring him in. I'd love to bring him in here right now. I mean, Jeffrey, and you meet first when you're 16, and then...
I was like 17 when he saw me, and I was 16 when he saw me, and I met him when I was 17.
And you were married at 20?
Yeah.
Wow.
Smartest thing I ever did.
I know. I have to say...
Against everybody's advice. If your mother tells you not to marry somebody, listen to yourself, not your mother.
And what did Jeffrey's parents think? Did they
They
want
were
him?
just wonderful to me.
They were?
They were wonderful, yeah. Jeffrey's grandmother, when they met me, I met them at some family bar mitzvah or something, and Jeffrey's his button fell off his coat. And I said, oh, just give it to me. I'll sew it back on again. And his grandmothers were taking their wedding rings and going, marry her now before somebody else does.
She knows how to sew a button.
She knows how to sew a button on.
I think what people, I know what people respond to about your relationship with Jeffrey. And it is that you kind of can't fake mutual respect.
Yeah.
You just see it or you don't. And you two have a lot of respect for each other.
Yeah. And we keep it very simple. We have a very different kind of life than than we expected to. I mean, we don't have kids, we don't have cats and dogs, so we don't have gerbils. It's just the two of us. And if we trying to figure out what to do, we figure out what he wants to do and what I want to do. And this is what Jeffrey taught me is let's figure out how we can both do what we want to do. It's not about whether we get to do what you want to do or I want to do. And big things like careers and small things like what movie we go see. I love that about him. He's so respectful, and it's pretty hard not to return that.
Yeah, it's just in a long marriage, in a long relationship, it's like one of the things you have to be vigilant about is just trying to stay respectful with someone that you know so well, because we just get very familiar with people. And we forget that part where we have to be kind of tender with them. And you both are very tender with each other.
I don't take it for granted ever.
What do people say to you about your relationship with Jeffrey? Because I bet people project a lot on it. I know the internet does.
A lot of people say, oh, I have a Jeffrey too. And I think to myself, nah.
You're like, bring him to me.
In your dreams.
And then you're like, stay away from mine, Jeffrey. Do women ever hit on your Jeffrey?
No, I hope not.
Oh my God, I would kill those women. But yeah, people say, oh, I have and what do you think they're saying when they say that?
That I have somebody that I have a really good time with, that I just adore, and he adores me back, which is all you really want, right?
Yeah, but that's what you want, and I relate to that too, but I think sometimes people forget the fun part in relationship.
It's so important.
Why is it important?
I mean, what's the first thing you look for in a friend or a spouse? They have a sense of humor. Because otherwise, I mean, there's such crazy stuff going on. If you don't have a sense of humor about it, you're just too serious. You're too serious to live with.
I know. It's very simple, but it's sometimes hard to learn. And I do think that the other thing that people see in your relationship is a man who is very in love with his partner, and you are choosing someone who loves you, I guess is the simplest way to say it. And it seems so easy and simple, but it's not always what people do.
I knew somebody who would fix people up with, together.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey said to her, what do you look for in somebody that you're fixing up with a friend of yours? And she said 3 things. Are they a good person? Do they want to take care of you? And that doesn't mean financially. That means everything. Like, do they want to take care of you? And the third one really shocked me because it was so simple. Does he want to be with you? Because so many people want a wife, but they want to go play golf. But that's the thing about Jeffrey. There's nothing, he just follows me around the house. And every once in a while I turn around and go, does he want to be with you?
Yes. Do you want to be in each other's company?
Do you want to be together, or are you just looking for that to fill in that blank?
Yeah, that is so deep.
It really is. It's so simple, and yet it's so important.
Yeah, and I know that anyone who's been married, how many years have you been married?
57.
So you have this, ever-changing story, right? This song that keeps changing and growing. How have you grown? How have you both changed from when you were married at 20? Like, how are you different?
Well, I think when we were married at 20, we each had roles. He was the husband, I was the wife. I'd go, we both had jobs, and, he would go to the State Department. I worked in the White House, and it was assumed that I would come home and make dinner until I found it just incredibly annoying. I just didn't want to have the girl role and him have the boy role. And so we just threw the whole thing away and started all over again. So and he took the checkbook and he said, here, you do it. There was one time he said to me, Ein, what's he doing the bills? And he goes, Ein, what's this bill from Bloomingdale's? And I thought, I'm not about to justify to you what my bill from Bloomingdale's is. And he picks up the checkbook and he hands it to me. He goes, okay, you do it. And I said, fine. And that was that.
It's so funny. I have such memories of my parents sitting at the kitchen table with their checkbook. Doing it together.
That's interesting.
And it being a big deal about who was doing it. And you're right, especially a lot of women during that time just weren't even aware of their financial situation, let alone knew how to do it.
Exactly. And recently, actually, Jeffrey said to me, so how much do we spend on the garden?
And you're like, Jeffrey, don't ask questions like that. It doesn't matter. We have strawberries. We're fine.
I just went, I don't think so. And he goes, okay, I get it.
Okay, we cannot blow past the White House. What you just said so casually. I was at the White House. He was at the State Department, like an episode of The Americans or something. But
that was us. You didn't know that. That's the untold story.
People could argue that you and Jeffrey worked for the CIA.
Well, I think a few people, you don't know this about Jeffrey, but he was a paratrooper and a Green Beret. And then his first job was in the White House. And then he worked for the Secretary of State. So everybody I know thinks he's in the CIA. And every once in a while I go, are you actually in the CIA? And he always says, the wives are the last to know.
That would be an amazing show. I would watch that, where he reveals at age 90 that
and I'm a Russian agent.
But you worked in the White House, and you were working during the Ford administration and the Carter administration, like during those four?
I started when Ford came in and then stayed on through Carter.
And what were you doing there?
I worked on nuclear energy policy.
Nuclear energy policy.
So it's the part of the federal budget that I worked at Office of Management and Budget, which writes the president's budget. Mm-hmm. And I oversaw the budget for nuclear power plants. And interesting that it's come up now, enriched uranium.
Yes, it's very uranium is in the news.
It's in the news.
It's back in the news.
Exactly.
And how did you get that job? How did you get a job?
I think Jeffrey knew somebody in the White House who was looking for somebody, and I applied for the job and got it.
And you talked about how it was tough for you. Things moved slowly.
Yeah. Oh my God. Every year we would take something out of the budget, something big. I mean, at the time it was, there was one nuclear project that was $20 billion, which was a lot at that time in the 70s. And it would go up to the Hill, and the Congress person, I think it was Strom Thurmond, was from the district that this plant was in, and then we were trying to get rid of it or give it to private industry. He would have no control over it, so he would put it back in. Wow. And then the next year, I'd write the same papers to the president to take it out, and the next year, Thurmond would put it back in again. And after 4 years of that, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm so done.
So done.
I'm not writing this paper one more time.
So you're writing budgets, and you decide, I need something where I really need to do something that, like, where I can make something, do something, and I can see the results of it fast. Mm-hmm. And so, can you just tell me, how do you go from? I mean, I've read about it, and I've watched you talk about it, but still, the leap from working in that very corporate job to running a store is such an interesting leap. What gave you the courage to make the leap? How do you make that career change?
I knew I was done with working in the government.
Yeah.
And when I lived in Washington, I taught myself how to cook. I used to, just for fun, buy old houses, renovate them, and sell them. And actually I was going to business school at the same time. I don't know how I did any of that.
Wow.
And I knew I was either going to go into real estate or the food business, and I just didn't know which one. And then this ad showed up in the New York Times, and I came home that night, and I said to Jeffrey, I really need to find something else to do. And he said, just pick something fun. Pick something that you think you'd love doing, and if you love it, you'll be really good at it. And I was like, funny you should mention it. I saw an ad for a business for sale in a place I'd never been. It was a specialty food store. And he said, let's go look at it.
Wow.
So, I mean, what an incredible guy. It was in a place that he didn't live. He was working for the Secretary of State. It would basically blow up our lives. And he said, just go look at it.
You have now a business, employees, and you have to learn very quickly how to be a boss.
Yeah.
Right? And so how would you describe yourself as a boss?
I always wanted to be the boss that I wanted to have myself. Mm-hmm. And so I'm very collaborative. Mm-hmm. I think in the beginning I was probably too collaborative. Like, what do you think we should do here? What should we do there? And as I got better at it, a friend gave me the advice, your employees need two things from you. They need you to be clear, and they need you to be happy. And from then on, I would say, I need these candies bagged, and I need them wrapped up like this. And if I was having a bad day, I would just disturb the energy in the room. I mean, sometimes I had 50 or 100 employees, and they'd all be like, what did I do wrong? But it had nothing to do with them. So I would just walk out of the store, I'd walk around the block, calm myself down, and come back happy. And I think that was the best lesson I ever had for business.
How do you give feedback or criticism?
I'm very clear about two things. If I'm criticizing you, I'll take you out of the room and discuss what you can do better. If I'm complimenting you, I'll do it with everybody around. But I never
totally agree.
You do, don't you? Right?
I think compliments with everyone around is a huge thing that people forget to do.
Yeah.
I think they actually do the opposite quite a bit. They criticize with everyone
in
around
public,
and they compliment privately.
Yeah. And if I have to fire somebody, I'm always worried. What are their colleagues going to say? And I usually give them a lot of warning, explain what they have to do better. And at the end of the day, it doesn't work. I fire them, usually in a way that makes them say thank you and kiss me when they leave. Like, this isn't the right job for you, but that could be the right job for you. And then I call everybody together, and that works for me. And I say, I need to explain to you what happened, why this didn't work out with that person, because I'm so worried that their colleagues are going to be mad that their friend is gone.
Right.
And 100% of the time they're like, oh, such a pain in the neck. We hated working with them. I'm so glad you fired them.
Right.
So but you need that communication.
It's a kind of a on-the-job learned skill, because to your point, I think I'm going to make a huge generalization here, but sometimes a lot of women are good collaborators. So we figure out, like, I think the best way to be in charge here is to make sure everybody's voices are heard, and I'm constantly collaborating until you realize that people are looking
for direction.
Yeah.
And I start with the assumption everybody wants to do a good job. I just have to give them the tools to do it. I have to tell you one story, though. The first, probably a month in, when I bought Barefoot Contessa, and there was, I think there was a cook and 3 people working in the store. And one of them was just dreadful. And they were all like 16 years old.
Right.
But she was just, she had no vision. Like, if I tell her to, clean the counter, if there were 20 customers waiting, she'd be cleaning the counter.
Right.
Like, she was just very sweet, but not very good.
Right.
So I took her out in the back and I explained that, I'm sure there are other jobs that you're good at. This isn't the one. And it was so gentle, because I was so worried about hurting her feelings.
Yeah.
That the next day she showed up for work again. She didn't know she'd fired. And the worst part is I couldn't do it again, so she stayed for the whole summer. I've gotten better than that.
I could see that happening too. To
Can't
me
you?
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
where everyone's like, "Thank you for the feedback. I'll see you tomorrow." And I'm like, "Oh no, what have I done?" Barefoot Contessa, when you opened the store, what was the stuff that you were trying to sell there that spoke to people who were wanting real food?
Well, I had to learn it.
Yeah.
I thought it's an expensive store. It's very expensive to make specialty foods. I'm in the Hamptons. I'd never been there before. So I had an image of it being fancy. And so if I made, while we're talking about roast chicken, if I made roast chicken in the store, I'd take a huge white platter and I'd fill it with fresh herbs, and then I'd put the roast chickens on it and then put them out. And nobody bought them. And I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? I took the chicken back in the kitchen and I put all the chickens in little red and white paper cups like you would put French fries in, and put them on the counter, and they all sold. And I thought, oh, that's so interesting. People want really accessible food. They don't want fancy food, because they're eating it at home. It's different. When you go to a restaurant, you want something that's interesting, that you've never had before, or takes a long time. At home, you want simple food. You want roast chicken, roast carrots, and brownies.
And what do you say?
Really good ones, but
really good ones.
Yeah.
And they taste good when you make them.
Yeah.
Then they're the really good ones. But that is a thing that I think is it's like that thing that you capture with your cookbooks, your show, your podcast. This idea that you have everything you need. Like, you've got it within you. It's very like Wizard of Oz or something, which is like it's been in you all along.
You just don't know it's there.
Yeah.
We just have to unleash it.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I really wasn't prepared for when I started writing cookbooks, is people sending me gifts. They kept sending me things. I'm like, why are they doing what? People were like making huge pots and that they threw themselves and sending it. I was like, why are people being so nice to me? And I realized that I wasn't giving them something like a cookbook. I was giving them the tools to make something for themselves. And they would put it out and people would say, you made that chocolate cake yourself? And they felt good about themselves. And I think they wanted to thank me, which was so lovely. It was such a realization that it was it just felt very generous. It was really nice.
Yeah.
That we're giving people the tools to do something for themselves.
People really attach to you, Ina.
That's so sweet.
It's really sweet. I mean, I think you remind them of someone in their family. I think they feel exactly what you've taught them something. It's like teacher and mommy and, Jedi master and like relationship goals and all that stuff. How does it feel to get all that like love and attention from people?
Well, I mean, who wouldn't like it?
I mean, it sounds great.
Really, when they start throwing things, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it sounds great. It's the dumbest question I've ever asked.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay, here we go. What's
your favorite New Yorker cartoon?
Oh my God. I heard you love New Yorker cartoons.
I love New Yorker cartoons.
I don't remember any of them.
Oh, really?
Yes, but they're so good. Oh, no, I do remember one.
I knew you would.
Okay, thank you for asking. And for anyone under the age of 55, The New Yorker is a magazine. And you can read it in person, and you flip through it like it's like a book, but skinnier and flatter. And for those who forget, a book is a... it is a piece of rigatoni on the phone, calling somebody and saying, "Fusilli, you crazy bastard, how are you?"
I love that you have a food one because all of mine are food.
Mine was a food.
My favorite one is a little pig sitting on the examining table in a doctor's office, and the doctor comes in with his clipboard, and he goes, "I have very bad news. It's your ribs. They're delicious."
Oh my God. Do you ever enter those contests?
No, I wouldn't have a clue how. It amazes me that people can write those things.
Okay, me too.
Did you?
No, and I write jokes for a living. One could argue, and oftentimes I'll just be staring at the picture like stumped, like, what do I say here? And it's so funny. It's just like, I guess, hey guys, what's going on? Like it's.
I actually just saw a cartoon. It wasn't the New Yorker, but I just saw a cartoon. It was two dogs coming up to the front door, and there were two dogs answering the door, and and one of the dogs, the ones arriving, said, Cheryl said, "Life is short. We really have to smell the roses." And you saw that there was a mailbox, and it said "Rose." So the dogs inside were the roses. Life is short. We really have to smell the roses. And I just started laughing. I couldn't stop.
What do you like about New Yorker
the play
cartoons?
On words? The play on words.
The intelligence behind it.
Just thought, what kind of a mind thought of that cartoon? Life is short. We really have to go smell the roses. And they said, and here we are.
Well, I usually ask this question at the end, but I want to ask it now, which is, what makes you laugh? What are you reading, watching? I can tell that you like to laugh. What makes you laugh?
My friends. I don't tend to watch humorous movies or shows or things like that. I love my friends have a great sense of humor, and they just make me laugh all the time.
Well, how important, in being in your 70s, what do female friendships mean to you? What do your friendships mean to you?
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeffrey's clearly my best friend, but women bring something totally different, and it's really connection. And actually, that's what I always thought, that I was so pleased that I was in the food business, because I could really work out the issues from my childhood, and it was just wonderful. But when I started doing Be My Guest, I realized what I was missing really is connection. And that's been just extraordinary. I've made, your dear friend Tina, I've made
I'm
great
so jealous.
friends.
You guys went out to eat.
It was so much fun.
And you're friends with Julia Dreyfus.
Julia, exactly.
Congratulations, two queens.
Isn't she the best?
Well, not only is she the best, but she spoke to us before this podcast.
Oh, she did?
We got a question. She was a special guest. We talked to Julia because...
great.
Yep. And
so smart.
So,
oh my God.
And she said the same thing about you. She said, you're really smart.
Did?
Yep.
Thank you.
Smarties all around. And Tina, all smart people. Yeah. Smart, wonderful, talented women.
I think smart people who have a sense of humor have the best senses of humor.
Well, Tina has said this, which is, you can tell a lot about somebody by what they laugh at.
Yeah.
Although that doesn't say much about me because I laugh at everything.
You just like to laugh.
Yeah,
That's
I love
all.
to laugh.
That's good.
But yeah, you're right. A sense of humor is a sign of intelligence, and also it's the way we just tell each other what we care about. So Julia, we spoke to Julia. She says hello. She was wearing a giant sun hat and going through her refrigerator when we talked to her. And she had a question for you. She said, how are you so cheerful? And then she said, and what makes you, what puts you in a bad mood?
Passive-aggressive people who tell you what you want to hear and do exactly as they please makes me crazy.
Ooh.
And I can chew on them for years.
Ina, say more about that. What do you mean? So like someone who placates
we
you?
all know. Yeah, well, we all know people that if you're doing something with someone, you want to be collaborative.
Yeah.
Let's just all figure out what the issues are, what we need to do, and then together we'll make a decision. Unless it's my business, but just moving forward. And I don't like people that withhold information so that they control the situation, because then I'm making a decision without the real information. And I just find passive aggressive makes me crazy.
Oh, I love that.
I mean, crazy. And you also asked how I keep my happiness, my joy. I think that it needs to be nurtured. I think we're either born with a positive or a negative energy. And I think about when I do yoga and my instructor says, what does she say? Find your inner smile. I think you either walk around with an inner smile or you don't. And if you don't, I think you need to just nurture it. And I feel like I was just born this way. My parents just said I came out like playing with my toes and giggling. And it's, I think it's an important thing to do. I think it makes life easier.
Yeah. It's true.
It's really, I think it's really important. And yes, we've had extraordinary lives, but we also had difficult times.
You have it. You talk a lot about it in your memoir.
We've all had difficult times, and how you deal with it is it's up to you.
You know, if I may, you spoke about your late in life. Would you say reconciliation with your dad? Like, how did that?
Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
My dad was not a great dad. He was really tough and critical. But later on, we were together they were giving a party for me for my second book. So it was 2000. And he was sitting with me and he said to me one sentence that made all the difference in the world. He looked at me and he said, "I don't know what I was thinking." And it makes me cry just now. And that changed our whole relationship. Because he felt badly about it. And he basically said, "I'm sorry," in that sentence. And then we went on. But my dad, I have to say, he was a tough dad, but he also gave me something when I was a child that was really important. He loved to talk through, he was a doctor, but he loved to buy real estate. So he would always talk through real estate deals. And he'd say, come in my study and talk through this deal with me. And so he taught me how to, borrow money, go to the bank, borrow money. I credit him with a lot of things that I've done that don't scare me because I'm used to talking about it that way. Yeah,
I mean, it's and also such an example of like you have to be open to the idea of forgiveness, or the idea of letting things go, basically. Like it shows up in all different ways. It shows up in the way you are in relationship with your husband, which is like we just kind of don't sweat the small stuff. You just have to kind of like, love each other through hard times. It shows up in the way that you cook, which is when there's like a mistake or an accident or like an oopsie, it's like funny. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
Let it go. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. But then it becomes, of course, much deeper when it has to do with your family of origin and deciding like how much you're going to hold on to.
And it doesn't mean you always forget. I mean, every once in a while I have lunch with them and I go, can't believe I'm having lunch with this monster. But he wasn't then. He really had come around and, but it's you have to push that away. That was then, this is now. And,
there's we fetishize we fetishize marriage, especially cis straight marriage, but we also fetishize children and people who have them. And you don't have children. What is the best thing about not having children?
not be responsible for them. Not having teenagers.
Yes. You don't want somebody who says, I hate you, and
no, not so much.
crashes the car. And
Are you trying to lease yours out?
Well, I mean, I don't think people, there's all these studies. Married people without children are the happiest people. Like there's all these studies and everyone keeps going, well, they just haven't met my children yet, But
I mean, it's amazing to me that I made that decision so young and that, thank God, Jeffrey was okay with it. But I just can't imagine my life any other way. I've done what I wanted to do. I've had just a wonderful time. You
made very countercultural decisions for a woman of your generation. Yeah. Right. You really did. But I maybe I'm just projecting, but I feel like, when you were working and doing all of these making all these choices and making these big leaps and big swings, you didn't have as many women doing the same thing at the same time.
I didn't have any. I really didn't have any. I can't think of anybody that I knew at the time who made the same choices. I really can't.
And right now, as a woman running an empire,
it's not an empire.
I know it's an empire. Let's start calling. Okay, I want to call more women geniuses, and I want to call more female business owners. I want to call more female-run businesses empires. Empires are not just for men.
Well, I think of an empire as having 1,000 employees. I have 2.
You only have 2 employees?
Actually, and a part-time office manager.
Okay, I want to talk to you about this. This is incredible because you've scaled down.
I want to walk across the lawn to the barn where I have people that I love and I want to cook all day. Did Tina ever tell you how she interviewed me at the Brooklyn Academy of Music?
No, tell me about that.
So she started and she said, my friends think you have this perfect life. You get up in the morning, you walk across the lawn, you cook all day. Your friends come by to visit you. You go out for dinner. Your husband leaves on Monday. He comes back on Friday. and then she said, and I told my husband I was going to say this, and he said, I'm going to be in the audience when you say that, right? And she was kind of right. That's really what my life is like. It's just been great.
So are you looking to? Like you were hustling so much in the,
I worked. I did work.
You work really hard.
Writing the memoir made me realize I worked really hard. What did you learn from your memoir that you didn't know about yourself?
Well, my relationship to work. I think about it all the time. I'm always like troubling it because I get such esteem from work. Mm-hmm. Like I get a ton of self-esteem from work, and I don't want to give that up. I also get a lot of self-esteem from parenting and being a parent to my kids. And like you, I feel like I desperately need connection with people and my friends. Yeah. So all of those things, and a lot of connection comes from work. Mm-hmm. But I don't know about you, but as I look ahead, it's just an interesting, like, what is our relationship to work, to what is enough, to what do we want to? How do we want to shape the third act of our life? Mm-hmm. And you are a life shaper. So what do you see the last?
I don't think that far ahead.
You don't.
I just think, what do I want to do? If I know what I want to do today, and by the end of the day, I'm going to decide what I'm going to do tomorrow. It's all I need to know. It's kind of like my first book. I thought, oh my God, how am I going to write a book? A whole book. And I thought, okay, I don't need to know how to write a whole book. All I need to know is what recipe I'm going to test today. And then tomorrow I'll test another recipe. And somewhere along the line, at the end of the line, I'm going to have a book. But I don't give myself overwhelming projects. I give myself manageable bites.
Yes, I relate to that. It's just taking, I like to call it like this season, like think about it in certain terms of seasons, because the idea of like the next year is going to be fill in the blank, that's overwhelming.
But it's overwhelming.
Winter season, we're going to work on this. And spring, yeah.
And you know what? There's this great expression, and I'm embarrassed to say I can't remember the name of who said it.
I have a laptop. I can look it up.
J.P. Morgan, I think it was J.P. Morgan, is go as far as you can see. And when you get there, you'll be able to see farther. Mm-hmm. But if you map it from here to there, you're going to limit yourself. Mm. You map it as far as you can see. And then when you get there may be other options you wouldn't have even thought of when you get there. Mm-hmm. So I just like to leave myself open to what things come along that was like, no, not interested. No, lose my number. Wait a minute. That's kind of interesting, actually. Come back here.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's success. Success is being able to
Well, that's the
decide
fun
what you
of
get
it.
to work on.
It's a surprise. I mean, you don't want to do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. And when you were writing your memoir, how do you like to write?
Never.
No kidding. Isn't writing the worst? It's the worst. People are always like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Anything but writing.
Well,
I'm organizing my closets. I'm making amends to all my friends. Whatever it takes to not write." Okay, so fast round. Ina, are you ready? Okay. Here we go. Best way to cook carrots:
roasted with olive oil, salt, and pepper.
And do you enjoy a feta on there?
Sometimes I enjoy feta on anything.
Sometimes I put feta and honey on my carrots, which
fabulous. Or balsamic vinegar, syrupy balsamic vinegar. So good because the sweet carrots and the vinegar are good. I like things that have an edge.
Yeah.
And vinegars do.
I love a vinegar. Me too. Julia wanted me to ask you this. How do you she's been making some sorbet and it was very fancy. Speaking of fancy, she had made sorbet and then she scooped out a lemon and put it back in the lemon. It was so cute.
Yeah.
But she found her sorbet wasn't as creamy. It was icy more than creamy. Any tips? She said she made it with sugar, water.
Did she make it in an ice cream maker?
Great question.
Yeah, I don't know. Some recipes have you just freeze it and like a almost like a granita.
Yeah.
And that's that would be grainy.
Yes.
But if you make it in an ice cream, I'm not an expert on.
I know. I don't really love desserts. Making them, it's like a whole other world. Okay. Favorite New Yorker cartoon. We got that.
Was that on your list?
Yes, it was on my list because I heard you love New Yorker cartoons, but you brought it up. Jakes.
Oh my God. Okay. Can I tell you my other favorite one?
Yes, please.
Dog's sitting at the bar and the bartender walks over and he said, "What can I get you?" He said, "I'll take a scotch and toilet water."
Do you cook on Thanksgiving?
Yes, I love Thanksgiving.
Me too.
It's like the best holiday.
Yeah.
Because it's traditional things. You can make them better. I love Thanksgiving.
What's your new, what's something you make on Thanksgiving that people would be surprised is at your table? Like, is there that on Thanksgiving?
Well, a couple of years ago, the New York Times asked me to do a store-bought Thanksgiving. And I thought, who could ever do that? So I said, I don't think so. And then I started thinking about it and I realized that if you could take a store-bought ingredient from the store and make it easier, wouldn't that be fabulous?
Ooh.
So I went and got Pepperidge Farm stuffing mix and I made a bread pudding out of it, which was so good. It was crazy. So I have a lot of Thanksgiving things now, like to get, you can actually get good mashed potatoes, but then I add sour cream and Parmesan cheese and garlic, and it's just delicious. And you have no idea that there's a store-bought ingredient in there.
Okay. Young chefs or food writers that you're into?
I mean, I have a few people like Erin French from Lost Kitchen. I love her. So, like the other day, she sent out a recipe. I'm like, oh, I'm making that.
Yeah.
But I don't really spend.
What did she send out that you wanted to make? It was
something that was great. No, I can't remember
Do you
what it was.
ever watch TikTok or Instagram Reels or any of the young people that are cooking on there?
TikTok, no. Instagram, I love.
Yeah.
And I just think, if you're interested in gardens, you see a lot of stuff on gardens. You have to be careful about not watching cute puppy things because that's all you ever get.
Yeah. Do you ever see all those this version of the macho guy who's in the woods and cuts the meat and puts it on the grill?
What are you watching?
Come on over to my FYP, Ina.
Your profile's different from mine.
Our profiles are different. We don't all have a Jeffrey, Ina. We don't all have a Jeffrey. Secret ingredient that makes things better.
Oh, it's always something with an edge, like balsamic vinegar or Parmesan cheese or Dijon mustard. Things that a splash of red wine in a big pot of lentils, it just changes everything.
Yes. Anything.
Lemon zest.
Yeah. That's the other thing is it's really, I learned when I started cooking later, two things. One is, sometimes my anxiety needed to go somewhere. Sometimes it just needs to land. Like in your day, right? You're making a list of what you have to do for your kids or do for your work or whatever. And I found like thinking about what I was going to make was a really nice way to put my anxiety
to sleep for a while.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is?
Yeah.
The thing about Jeffrey always says about me, cooking is hard. And if it weren't hard, I wouldn't be interested in it. It's the challenge.
Yes.
And if you're doing something that's really hard, you just put everything else out of your mind. And I think that's one of the things I love about cooking. I mean, when I invite people over, I'm like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. And they're like, and then I'm like, why did I invite them?
Totally.
Oh my God.
This is so hard.
Really
Everybody
worth it,
relates to that. Everybody relates to
Exactly.
that. Like very relaxed, oh shit feeling.
Exactly.
And I just want to say, you brought up a lemon zest, and I will say that for people who are learning how to cook, I would say reward yourself with a tool.
A zester.
Because when I got a zester, I was like,
Yeah.
look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me
Isn't
with
it
a
the
zester.
best?
I was like, and I would just take it out, and you just like, look at this. Because, sometimes we need a little treat at the end of our learning. And get yourself a zester.
And don't keep it forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't sharpen it like a knife.
Oh, right.
So
it gets too
after a couple of
dull.
years, get a new one.
Throw it right in the ocean. Okay. Okay. Anything you refuse to cook? Like anything you're like, no.
It's so funny. We were just talking about this the other day.
Really?
I was with a friend, and we were talking about what our mothers used to make. It was like Monday it was one thing, Tuesday it was something else. Tongue.
That's a tough one.
Tongue was on her list, and liver and onions was on her list.
Liver and
never
onions.
need to cook either one of them.
No.
But also things that are really complicated, like, I don't know, like bouillabaisse, a really good bouillabaisse takes forever.
I don't know what a bouillabaisse actually is.
It's a fish stew.
Okay.
So
Which I heard
sounds-
Jeffrey doesn't like.
No. I made a fish stew. It was the only thing I ever made that he didn't like.
Okay.
It was terrible.
But that's not considered a bouillabaisse?
It wasn't a bouillabaisse. A good bouillabaisse literally cooks for days.
Got
and
it, yeah. And it's
the
got all the-
bones and the heads and the stock and all that stuff.
I mean, the idea of like making your own stock to me is, that's just like a level of, there's just certain levels where you think like, maybe someday I'll do that.
You're going to come visit me.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to make chicken stock. And you won't believe how easy it is. And what an incredible difference it makes. You take a big pot and you put like 10 things in it and you cook it for 4 hours.
I love something that you can cook forever and forget it
Forget
and
about
leave
it.
it.
Just
I
set
love
a
that.
timer. I leave the house, I come back, it's fine.
That was the thing about why everyone got into sourdough during the COVID. Is because everyone was like, it takes 3 days. And everyone was like, I need something.
That's exactly what I don't
do
want.
bay leaves do anything, or is this some kind of conspiracy?
Oh, it's so funny. David Remnick at the New Yorker and I had a long conversation about this. Beats me.
You're not ready to.
My guess is that fresh bay leaves can make a difference. There's like an undertone that you can taste. Bay leaves that have been in your spice drawer for 40 years? I don't think so.
And also fresh bay leaves, like that's. One needs to plan ahead for weeks to get like when you see a thing that says fresh bay leaves, it's like I'm out. I mean, actually, it's true. Like sometimes in recipes, you'll be chugging along, and then you see something, you're like, you know what, I'm out.
Yeah,
I just can't do it. I just can't get fresh bay leaves.
That's why when I'm writing a recipe, I always say to myself, when I'm doing a book, is somebody going to look at the photograph and go, "That looks delicious"? Look at the recipe and go, I actually can find all those ingredients in the grocery store, and it's simple enough for me to make.
Yes.
And that was like from my first book to the one I'm working on now. It has to be all those things.
It has to be.
If you see, an ingredient you've never heard of before, is that like an alcohol or is that like a spice? I have no idea.
Absolutely. And then you also have that ingredient in your cupboard for years to come, and it mocks you. You're like, why did I buy Zatar? I'm never going to use this again.
Exactly the spice I was thinking of.
Come see our Zatar comedy. Yeah, I was like, I'm never going to use this again. And I see it every time I open the thing. Okay, and then the last question is, and apologies for my language, but have you heard, did you watch The White Lotus?
Not all of it.
Well, there's this term that's happening right now, like where she has a cunty bob. And sorry, Ina. I'm I apologize. But you've had a bob for a very long time. You have great hair.
Thank you.
And you have a very sharp, it's gone different lengths, of course, in life.
A little bit,
but
yeah.
What do you enjoy about having a bob? And are you aware that you're very on trend?
Very on trend?
On trend.
I am? Oh, no, I have no idea.
Everyone's getting a bob.
Do you know when I first got that haircut? I was 25 years old. I lived in Washington. I had hair all the way down my back. And I had heard, a friend of mine went to a salon at the Watergate. And it was run by a man, Sylvain Malou, who had just come to the United States, and she had a bob, and I went right to him, and I had him cut my hair like that. And I've never changed it. It's been the same haircut since I was 25. I've tried every once in a while. I try something else, and I'm going to go, no, I'm going right back to where I started.
Perfect. It's a perfect bob, but now everyone is going for it.
That's so funny.
every Gen Zer is cutting their hair, and also, it's like feeling very brave while they do it.
Well, you have a bob, right? It looks great.
Ish. I'm at the point where my hair just kind of cuts itself. Like it just doesn't really, it doesn't ever really grow that long.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
The French always say that if your hair is short, it shows your ensemble better. That if your hair is long, it's not the right profile.
How much time do you spend in France?
As much as possible.
Yes. And do you speak French?
Badly. Enough to deal with the greengrocer. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. And they'll speak it back to you.
Yeah.
Did you take lessons?
No.
Just from being there?
From high school. From high school French.
Yeah. Do you?
I dream that someday I'm going to live there and full time and go to Berlitz, but it hasn't happened yet.
Oh. Well, you never know. You never know, because I know the one thing I've learned is like there's just the sky's the limit. I mean, and I feel like that is really like the theme of a lot of what we talked about today is just that there is there's no reason why there's no timeline as to when things are supposed to happen in your life. You get married really early, you start your business later, you're writing a memoir at this age. There's all these different ways in which you're just deciding what you want to do next. And you're the architect of your own life, basically.
Yeah. And do it now. Don't wait.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people say, well, first I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do what I really want to do. Do what you really want to do now. I
know. Thank you so much for the presents, for the strawberries, for the Prosecco, for the fake chicken. I feel like lousy with gifts.
Someday I'll make you a real chicken.
I can't wait.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming.
It was so
really
much fun.
meant so much.
Me
it was
too.
really fun.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ina. That was so great. What a great conversation. And I loved talking to you. And, I hope that this episode gets you hungry. I know it did me, and it made me think about all the stuff I want to go home and cook. And so for this Polar Plunge, I just wanted to share something that I like to cook. My recipe, kind of a go-to recipe that I do a lot, which is just a very kind of simple chicken curry. I get chicken breasts with bone-in chicken breasts, and I put it in a pot with some rice, chicken stock, bunch of curry, coconut milk. Sometimes I'll throw in some chickpeas, throw in some parsley, make it look green, put it in the oven, slow cook it, and that shit's amazing. Okay, you look like $1 million. You can, you want to brown the chicken first, right? You want to brown it in a pan first. Then you put it in with the uncooked rice. You put whatever it is, two cups of rice to whatever it is, 3 cups of chicken stock, put some coconut milk in, put in tons of curry, put it in the oven, 375 for like an hour. Keep checking it, stirring the rice if you need to. You take it out, you put it on the table. People think you're a genius. You can serve it from the pot. You can serve the rice, take the chicken, and Bob's your uncle. So that's my chicken curry. You can tell how I don't have a cooking show because I'm not great at explaining it, but you get it. You get it. You can do it. I believe in you. All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Bye. You've been listening to Good Hang. The executive producers for this show are Bill Simmons, Jenna Weiss-Berman, and me, Amy Poehler. The show is produced by The Ringer and Paper Kite. For The Ringer, production by Jack Wilson, Kat Spillane, Kaya McMullen, and Aleya Zenieris. For Paper Kite, production by Sam Green, Joel Lovell, and Jenna Weiss-Berman. Original music by Amy Miles.